What's up, Savages? It is Tuesday, May 21st, 2019. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Thanks so much for everyone watching, liking, subscribing, and all that stuff. You guys totally rock. It's much appreciated. Up over 700 subscribers, so that is awesome. We are back for another random coin show. I know I haven't been doing these too, consistently lately. But, there's only so many great projects out there. So, I kind of toned it down a little bit. We kept landing on some really bad ones. So, I'm kind of doing the poll thing. And then I only do the poll on ones that I'm kind of interested in, the Twitter poll. So, it ends up being, in my opinion, it ends up being a little bit better because we are actually covering interesting projects and stuff. So, I like doing it this way a little bit better. I ran a Twitter poll between Veil, Nimiq, and Callisto, which Callisto's been on there quite a few times, and we've never been able to get them over the hump as far as winning the poll. And I try to get the market caps about the same, or at least in the same vicinity. And these were pretty close. And I really thought that Veil was going to win based on the initial responses to the poll, but Nimiq came out ahead. So Nimiq won, which was a little bit of a surprise. Like I said, I really thought that Veil would win. But this highlights the fact that you need to follow me on Twitter so that you can participate in the polls and determine our fate, right? Because right here is somewhere is the poll. Here's the poll right here. It was 41% Nimiq, and that was with 74 votes. Not a whole lot of votes, but it is what it is. 41%, so Nimiq is it. Before we get after it, let's take a quick look at the market. I'm not going to interact with the chat too much right now because we have a lot to cover. I mean, this is huge. I've been kind of researching a little bit for a couple hours now, so got a lot to cover. Let's take a real quick look at the market. We are back up over 8,000, I think, for BTC. Do a quick refresh. Yep. And ETH is approaching 260. XRP is still up over 40. Things are kind of going sideways right now for the most part. It's kind of sideways. We did have that bump on Bitcoin SV because, Craig Wright copyrighted supposedly, or filed for a copyright of the Bitcoin white paper, which means absolutely nothing, but whatever. All right, so they got a pump there for some reason. No idea why. All right. It's obviously based on the copyright, but so let's see. What are we looking at here? We're looking at 2,194 listed on CoinMarketCap. This number keeps increasing drastically. We're looking at a $250 billion market cap, and the volume for 24 hours is 80 billion. And Bitcoin dominance has gone down a little bit. I think at its peak recently, it was up around 60% or 59 point something, and now it's at 56.4. And let's see, so let's take a look, and that's pretty much it for the real quick little market overview there. So let's see how let's go back over here. Look how mineable coins are doing. We'll search by, or filter non-mineable, just to see what's going on. We'll search, let's see. So Panda coin is up big. A lot of these are, I'm not going to know. Digibyte's up really, really nice. Bitcoin Gold is up nice. Nimiq, interesting. 13% today. That's nice. And some others. Hemp coin. I was going to put hemp coin on a poll at some point as well. Looking pretty good there with the minables. Let's go ahead and look at, we just looked at NIM. Let's look at some of the common things that we look at. We look at Aeon. See what Aeon's up to today. Up over 21 cents, so that's nice. Zellcash down a little bit. They were bouncing around. They went up over 20 cents right here, see? So this is interesting. I'm glad to see them not doing so bad. I mean, 8 cents. They were all the way down to 2 at one point. So not bad, not bad. Let's look at Raven. Up 3%. They were up to 8 cents, I think, recently. Or close. Let's look at Conceal real quick. Up just a tad. Not bad. Glad to see them up and not down. And Bitcoin Diamond is up over $1 again. All right. So they're up pretty good today. Looking good, looking good. All right. So let's take a quick look at what to mine as well. You see I've got my 4 home rigs here, or rigs that are at the house here, listed, and tonight we're probably going to use, actually at first we're going to use an AMD rig. AMD rig, probably Dagobah or Mustafar here. Same thing, it's 8 GPUs, and we'll probably use that initially to see about mining Nimiq, and then we might move over into, and that's using simple mining, and then we might move over into HiveOS and NVIDIA. Got a little bit of power situation here with the way my rigs are set up in the new place, so I have to kind of watch what I'm doing and turn one off and turn the other one on. Right now I don't have all the rigs on, so it's just the way the house is wired. So yeah, so let's take a quick look at what I'm mining on HiveOS. I'm not mining anything at this moment. These rigs are off. And then on simple mining, I'm still mining. These are the co-owned rigs. If you're not familiar, I'm not the only owner of these rigs. They're actually shared. And we're still mining Conceal on there, although it's the 21st of the month. And on the 20th, we start discussing, hey, do we want to continue mining whatever we were mining the previous month, or do we want to change it up? And right now we're in those discussions. So we'll figure out through voting and things like that with what we're going to actually mine over here. But we are still mining Conceal on both of those co-owned rigs. So in this show we have a list of over 100 GPU mineable coins. Right now we're at like 136, I believe. Let me see here. Yeah, I think we're at 136. And basically what I do is I'll pick 3 sort of interesting ones, or ones that I see in the mining news, and I'll do a poll, a Twitter poll, to see what we come up with as far, and let you guys vote on it to determine what we're actually going to mine on that particular show. Now it used to be every day, and it's not quite every day nowadays because of the whole move, and just things are kind of chaotic right now. So I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to do as many as possible. I did one last night. My machine locked up, so I just kind of gave up. It was at the end anyway. We were already done, but still. So man, I am really blabbing. We really got to get going here. So the poll, though, is going to be a common thing for a while. That's just the way I'm going to do it. It's not going to be completely random. It'll be something that you guys participate in. So whatever wins the poll, we try to mine successfully within 30 minutes so that we can switch over to the Brandon Coin Daily Mining live stream that starts on his channel at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if he's back and up and running, or if he's going to do a premiere or what tonight. We'll check that out in a little bit. Last time we did this show, we actually were messing around with Suka or Sinovate, and yeah, that was like a week ago, I think. But tonight we're going to take a close look at Nimiq, N-I-M or NIM, and it's pronounced Nimiq apparently. And just full disclosure, this video is not sponsored in any way except maybe by Fireball Whiskey, but not officially. I have not and will not receive any compensation for making this video unless it's via donation, which I'll leave some links maybe, possibly in the description. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's a lot to cover, so I'm going to go kind of fast here. So let's go ahead and head over to their website real quick. This is the Nimiq website. I'll check the chat in a moment, see what's going on over there. Hopefully, I think some pool operators and maybe some devs were going to show up, so that's cool. I hope you guys are doing a good conversation over there. But basically, Nimiq. Let's talk about Nimiq itself first. Then we'll get into the Nimiq or the NIM token that we're going to be mining later on. It looks like they are actually working on a new website. If you go over here to this little link here, so that's cool. It looks like they're going to release that fairly soon. It looks like. Right on. I'm going to click on go to website though, because this is their old website, which is also nice. I like it. I like that. You know, one of those simple things that I like about interfaces is there's no scrolling, right? You've just got these tiles here, and basically links to everything that you need. There's no scrolling. There are scrolling once you get to some of these, like I think tech and some of the other ones do, and apps for sure has scrolling. But initially, just that first web page is super nice because it does not have scrolling, which is kind of cool. I dig that. So yeah, it looks like they're working on a new website. But if you click on the go to website like I did, you know, you can get to the old website. And Nimiq is an Inuit word. Intuit, little slip there. Intuit is not right. Inuit, I think, is the way you pronounce that. A word for object or force that binds things together. And it appears that the main goal of Nimiq is to be simple and make onboarding very easy for people new to blockchain technology by using a browser-first method. So the initial interface is always based on the browser, which is kind of cool. It's inspired by Bitcoin, but designed for the browser is the way to look at it. The mainnet was launched on April 14th, 2018, and Nimiq is written in JavaScript and Rust and optimized using WebAssembly. Nimiq uses nano clients that sync super fast using non-interactive proof of work, or NIPOPOW. It appears that there are different kinds of clients, smart, nano, and dumb, but I didn't have time to figure out all the differences. Maybe the pool operators or devs in here, if they are in here, could discuss that a little bit further. The smart, nano, and dumb, the differences between the smart, nano, and dumb clients. Speaking of the devs, they are working on Nimiq 2.0, so looking for that. I think they mentioned that over here. New white paper, new website, and user interface, so or user experience. All right. Let's see. Nimiq uses a web-based wallet called Nimiq Safe. And I think we can get to there right here. And this is where you manage your NIM, and it's in a digital vault. They also have a web-based miner and desktop miners, of course. I think you can actually mine right from here. I don't remember. I think I saw it, but I don't see it now. It might be on a different page. But they do have desktop miners, which is why we're actually doing this show, because we can actually mine with GPUs. So now, what exactly is a NIM? NIM is the actual token that's used on the Nimiq mainnet blockchain. There were 2.52 billion with a B NIM created in the Genesis block, and a Luna is the minimum unit, and 100,000 Luna equal 1 NIM. It basically has the same units of measurement as Bitcoin, although everything is shifted over one, or actually 2 spots, I believe, because of the 21 billion instead of 21 million. And NIM uses international bank account number style 36 character account address numbers, which is a little different than what we're used to in the crypto mining community. You're going to see, like right here, you can see my address is right here. I'm actually highlighting it or pointing it out right here with a cursor. That is basically your address, and it's also your mining address, right? Now I think I can probably make I don't really want to make a new account, but it was super easy, if I remember right. I did this just a little while ago. Let's see if we go back to, see if we can get to this real quick here. Not gonna let me go back. Okay. Let me check the chat real quick, see who's in here, what we got going on. What's up, everybody? What's up, Michael Johns, Standing Man, Crypto Z, and Sushi Pool? Thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate it. I was going to use your pool for sure, at least in the first little part of this. Let's see here. So I was going to maybe create a new account, I think was what I was looking at doing. But I'm going to not know what to click on in order to do it since I already did it. Let's see, safe, already got that. Probably would maybe log out, log back on. It's not that. I think that the first time you go here, it wants to, let's see here. Maybe onboarding, that would make sense. And this is just their faucet, and so I don't really want to do that again. That's how I was able to receive one NIM. Well, I don't want to waste too much time with this, but I know that whenever you first go here, I believe that it comes up and wants to create an account. So you go through the process of creating an account. It's not too bad. It's real easy. All right, so let me get back on track here. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the team a little bit too. And then mining specific info. Got kind of off track there. So the team, they have a fairly large team from what I could tell. And they all want to basically contribute something to society that is meaningful, large scale, and cutting edge. And building the Nimiq network and ecosystem lives up, this is just from their website here, lives up to those ambitions while the teams combine talents and skill sets, secure the capacity to implement them. Now, as far as mining, I'm going to let this scroll here, but as far as mining specific info, the block times are 1 minute. The total supply is 21 billion. And like I said earlier, basically because of how it's only 100,000 past the decimal, it's basically the same number of units as Bitcoin. It's identical to Bitcoin. The block reward starts with 4,965 NIM and is reduced in a curved fashion, which is inspired by Monero and CryptoNote, proportional to the block height and remaining Nimiq supply. So the rewards remain constant once a certain block height is reached. The max block size is 140K, which seems super small. The difficulty adjustment is every 120 blocks. And the algo that they use, which is kind of cool, is Argon 2D NIM. I think they have their own version of Argon 2D possibly, but that's just the way it's listed whenever you look in the miners and stuff, or the mining operating systems. And Argon was designed so that GPUs wouldn't be able to hash much faster than CPUs. So that is kind of a bonus for us GPU miners. Well, actually, it's not really a bonus, but it's a bonus for all miners, right? Because it kind of evens things out. And that's accomplished by binding the mining speed to memory and cache latency rather than the processing power. So right there, you can tell that it's a memory-intensive algorithm, which usually lends better to, or mined better with NVIDIA GPUs in this case anyway. I think that NVIDIA outperforms AMD if I'm not mistaken. And the only miner that I know of for this is called Noncer Pro, are not RPro, and they have 2 versions. They have CUDA and OpenCL. So they have CUDA for NVIDIA and OpenCL for AMD. So that is pretty much enough talking. So let's go ahead and head over to Simple Mining, and we will go ahead and create a group for Simple Mining, a new group. So we'll go to Group Config. I'm not going to interact much more with the chat because we're a little bit behind and I want to really get things going here. So let's go ahead and click on Add Group. And then some really cool features that they've added to Simple Mining since the last time I used Simple Mining is a search feature that's been out there for a little while. But I haven't really done any Simple Mining on the show recently, so this is might be kind of new to everybody. We are going to use an AMD rig, and the AMD rig looks like this. It's not going to be this one, but it's similar as far as the hardware goes. I don't have the hardware for the particular rig that's up here, but it is an 8 RX 580 GPU rig. So, but pretty much everything else is the same as what you're seeing here. All right, so we're going to choose Notch. It's probably Notch RPro, or it might be Notch Pro. I don't know how to actually say that. And we're going to choose version 2.0 for Nimiq, and that is RX. Right here you can see the little check mark. So we're going to click Use. Then, let me bring up my notes here real quick. Let's see, we'll give it a name of NIM underscore YouTube, something simple like that, so that we can pick it out. Now the address for your miner options, I'm not going to put anything in group description right now, but the address, remember you saw that address, it was the, what they call it, I'm going to forget. IBAN, the International Bank Account Number, style, it's a 36-digit number, and it looks like mine, if you saw it on my Safe wallet there on the website, it looks like this right here. Now, here's the thing though, because this is all separated by these spaces, you have to take these spaces out for this to work, from what I understand. So we're going to go through here and take out these spaces. Spaces are usually a bad thing whenever you're talking about an address, right? A wallet address. And we're going to leave the threads at 2 because that is good for Linux, which is what we're using, which is Simple Mining. And for the server, we're going to use, that is your URL for your mining pool. And in this case, we're going to use Sushi Pool. So we'll paste in that address. One thing I kind of forgot to show you guys, I was over here. If you go to miningpoolstats.stream and just type in NIM, click on Nimiq, then you're going to get Sushi Pool has got 43.6% of the hash rate, and icemining.ca has 23.6. Hitting blocks on them, so that's good. You know, maybe if we have a moment, we'll jump over to ice mining as well, but for now we'll just stick with Sushi Pool on Simple Mining here. And it looks like the correct port is going to be, well, if we click on that, can't remember where I got this from now. There, I don't think it, I want to say it doesn't show the actual port in here. The pool operator is probably yelling at me right now. No, it's up there, it's over here. All right, so let me check the chat and see what's going on over here. Sushi Pool, you're saying you're saying miner.nimiq.com. What is that for? All right, facts. All right, so let's go over here. Oh yeah, that's right. That's where I saw it. Okay, so right here, ussushipool.com 443. So we know that we need to use port 443, and we got the right server address in there. And you can also add in here, you can put in so that you can kind of determine your, or separate out your rigs. If you got multiple rigs, you can put a -- name equals, and then you can use the variable that Simple Mining OS uses, which is rig name, and that will put the rig name in Simple Mining into the pool so that you can monitor what's going on with that particular rig. And then you can spread this out a little bit so you can make sure you don't have any weird spaces in here. Looks pretty good. I'm going to click Add Group. Then we will go to Rig List. And this rig right here seems to work a little bit better, the Mustafar rig. So I'm going to put a check mark next to that, go to Rig Actions, Group Config. And then the group that we just created was NIM YouTube. And we're going to do a reload. And save. And if the miner's not installed, then it'll have to go out there and grab it real quick. What's up, Rhino? It will have to go out there and grab it real quick. And we'll kind of keep an eye on this. I kind of want to do HiveOS as well because it's a little tricky because for some reason, Simple Mining is actually a little bit ahead of HiveOS in this regard with Nimiq, from what I can tell, because Simple Mining actually has the miner already in there, the Non-Server Pro miner. And what's up, Shuby? But HiveOS, I think you still have to do a custom miner, so you have to actually add it, right? As a custom miner from what I can tell. I don't know if that's true or not. As I was just looking at it a little bit earlier, and that's what I was seeing. So I don't know if that's still the case or not, but we will maybe see. So we're gonna let this restart here. Let me go ahead and switch back over to this. So all I did was I clicked on the console here, and it looks like, now I'm not too familiar with this particular miner, but it looks like, I believe that this means, this found nonce, I believe that means that basically it's successfully mining, right? It's basically finding shares, I think is what that means. And if you look right here, the total hash rate is 1.53 mega hash. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I can tell you this. If you go to, I believe let's head over to Overcooked Panda on coin2mine.today, and you can look up your GPU model. This is for your overclock settings. So if you go to RX 580, which is what we're on, and you choose Argon 2D NIM, and then search, you can see right here that they recommend, or the most popular one is 1160 on the core, 2175 on the memory. So let's kind of look at what is currently on there. Right now it's actually on Kryptonite R, OC settings. And I can tell you this too, I can hear that rig in there. That rig is firing up. For some reason, I don't know why, but Argon 2 apparently uses a ton of power, okay? I mean, that rig is super loud right now. Now, I can show you this. This rig typically runs about 800 watts, right? Whenever I'm mining CCX, which is Kryptonite, I get it. But right now, this thing is hitting 1265 right here. So that's 400 watts more than usual. So obviously I could play around with the overclock settings and things like that. I mean, I think I have one actually created for this. Let's see, yep, right here. And you can see I put 11, 2100. So all I did was I bumped down the memory a little bit, and I bumped down the undervolting, and I think I got about the same hash rate, if I remember right, just whenever I was playing around with it for a moment. But we can come over here and we can actually set it to that and see what happens to our power. Right now we're at 1234. Let's go ahead and put a check mark next to that and come over here and do a link on OC. Change it to Argon 2 the NIM and see if we can get the power. Oh wow, it hit 1.6. It didn't hit that earlier. So let's go ahead and do some quick calculations too, because I was pleasantly surprised at what I saw earlier. So if I go in here and I say I'm using a 8 580s, I want to go straight to coins. Let's go straight to coins. Let me bring that back up. So I'm going to go straight to coins and go to NIM. And I want to show you this too. It is on what to mine, NIM is, but it is not listed. It's not active, right? So see right here, it's active but not listed. I'm in. So you know, you can do your calculations in here as well, but I'm going to use coin calculators for the moment. So if you come over here and we're looking at, it was basically 1.6, right? 1.46 now, because I assigned that different OC settings, so it's dropped a little bit. But if you look at, let me show you my actual power now. So remember, it was at 13 something, now it's down to 12, which is not, I mean, it's not a huge drop. So you'd have to do some calculations and figure out, okay, so is it more profitable to leave it like it was and burn that extra 100 watts, or is it better to you know, to drop the OC settings, you know, the memory clock and the core clock a little bit, and gain a little bit. So, you know, you'll have to just do. Okay, so Sushi Pool saying that we'll have an extra 3% hash rate with our official client. Okay, so let's go over here and we're at 1.57. We'll just call it 1.57. And we'll come over here to coin calculators and go, and this is mega hash. So 1.57. And then we know that we're hitting about 1200 watts right now. My cost is actually a little less than 10 cents, but I'll leave it at that because it's kind of the average. And then we'll hit calculate. And I was super surprised by these profits here, because even with power, it's almost $3 a day. That ain't bad right now, right? That's not a bad number for an 8 GPU rig at this particular moment. You know, things are turning around a little bit, but still $3 a day or $284 a day is not that bad. You know, $85 a month. So given today's environment and how things are working right now, that is not bad. I was pleasantly surprised to see that. All right, so let's see if Brandon is live over here. I don't know if he's doing anything tonight, and it looks like he is. And he is doing a Why Am I Mining Aeon video. Okay, I guess it's going to be my turn to do that, because I think a lot of people have done it so far, but no one's asked me to do that. But that's okay, I'll do it anyway. Huge fees getting off of exchanges though. All right, so let's see. Oh, it's huge fees getting Nimiq off of exchanges. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so I mean, I could probably keep going and maybe do. Let's do this, because he's premiering a video. So I'm gonna keep going, and we'll just kind of. I want to say I can power this off now, right? Is this a new feature that I can do? No, that's just a filter. Never mind. All right, so let me go. I'm going to go turn a rig off so that I can turn the NVIDIA rig on. So give me just a second. Sorry, I'm talking with my mic muted. Basically, I was just saying that if you're not aware, I recently moved, so I don't have things set up to where all the rigs can be on at the same time just yet. I'm still working on that. I just haven't had time to mess with it. So what I did was I turned this rig right here, off. And the rig that I turned on is over here. I think it's mining. It's probably trying to mine swap, but I don't even have the swap micro pool or anything like that up right now. So, yeah, it's not going to do much. So we can probably just go ahead and start. So what you would do in HiveOS. Now I haven't done this, so I don't know if this is going to actually work or not. So this is going to be winging it for sure. Let's go ahead and do a new flight sheet. Let's start with that. I did see that NIM was in here as a pre-loaded coin inside of HiveOS, so that's good. And then we're going to have to click Add Wallet. And then our address, my address. Remember, whenever you're looking at it from the website, from the NIM website or Nimiq website, it'll look like this. I believe that even in HiveOS, you have to take out these spaces. All right, give it a name of nim_YouTube, and then create. So that created the wallet. Then we are going to, oh yeah, you know what? I didn't even show, I forgot to show this over here. My bad. I want to say, yeah, I was supposed to show this while it was actually up and mining, but go down here. Oh, there it is. So yeah, so you can see the history here. That rig was talking to the pool and it was only showing 1 mega hash, but that's okay. And that was 4 minutes ago. And you can see that I was playing around with it earlier. Actually, I don't know why it does this, but I noticed this earlier too, where it actually registered it on the site twice. I don't know if that's something that's supposed to happen or I'm not sure. Sushi Pool will probably be able to answer that, but why this rig would show up twice in here, just 5 minutes apart. It might be normal, but it looks like it's not because, you know, it should only have one online device if it's only one device online. So, I don't know. All right, so let's head back over to HiveOS. And looks like Sushi Pool is going to be in HiveOS, so that is cool. We might do one for ice mining as well. We'll stick with Sushi Pool for right now. And then you can see whenever you click on miner, it says custom, right? So the miner isn't in HiveOS yet. So you have to do a little bit of custom miner loading, right? So we choose custom and then set up miner config. And oh wow, okay, so it looks like, now is this Sushi Pool, is this what you were talking about with it already being included in HiveOS, I'm assuming? That is kind of cool because that makes things a lot easier. Yeah, I see where it needs to be threads 2 here. So you need to add down here threads 2. Alright, so that's going to grab, so this is your actual miner, it looks like. Okay, so it's not the other Noncer Pro miner, I see. Okay. So we'll go with that, we'll see what happens. It's cool that it puts it in there, but you could, if you wanted to get the Noncer Pro, you could put that you know, GitHub address in here as well. Alright, so let's click Apply Changes. Oh, it needs to be like that. My bad. Copy. All right. Get over here like this. Yeah, that would make sense. So you mean exactly like that. All right. So exactly like that. All right. So I guess the probably the parameters that I have are probably for the other miner, the Noncer Pro. All right. So let's go ahead and click Apply Changes here, and then we'll call it. We'll give it a name of NIM underscore YouTube, and then we'll create flight sheet. Then we should be able to go to workers and click on, this rig has been off for a while, so don't know if, oh wow, it's got one GPU off too. Interesting. All right, let me check something out real quick. Everything looks right with it. All right, so let's go ahead and assign the, I know I probably need to do an upgrade. I don't know, this rig's been off for a couple days, so I don't know if this is gonna work. We'll see. So I'm gonna click on NIM, and then NIM Sushi Pool, the one that we created, and then apply. And that's gonna apply the flight sheet that we just created to that particular rig. I'm also gonna go ahead and probably just go ahead and do an upgrade as well, and also do a reboot. All right. And then over here, that rig should be off now. Do a refresh. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, it's just the way my new place is set up. It's kind of, they wired it in a way that the bedroom or studio or whatever I'm in here, is basically my office, is wired directly with a whole other bedroom. And I had the one rig in that bedroom, and then I had a rig in here, and then a rig in the garage, and it was tripping breakers, you know, every time I would fire them all up. So I had to figure out exactly how things were wired. And then eventually I'll pull some more power and stuff and get it all worked out. So we'll see how that works. So it is restarting. I heard it. I usually have a monitor on that rig too, but I don't right now. So I'm just gonna have to kind of go by what I'm seeing on Hive OS here. I don't hear it doing much. Probably need to plug a monitor into it. But it is doing, I can get into it this way and see. Yeah, see it's doing the reboot and the upgrade as well. So, yeah, while this is kind of starting, I don't even know how I ended up finding anything at all out about NIM. I really don't. I can't remember where I first saw it. And I don't know that much about it, other than the little bit of research I did right before the show. I don't know. Maybe I saw it on a tweet or something. I don't know. I don't even know how I ended up putting it on the poll. Unless maybe it was on, because I normally go over here to, I think I go here whenever I'm looking at, does it show up over here? Let's see. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it showed up in here. But I just looked for it earlier today and I didn't see it. Yeah, see, it's not in there. And it wasn't showing up on what to mine. So I wonder where I saw it at. Could it have been maybe it was CoinMarketCap and it was because it's, let's see, if I go non-mineable, will it show up in here? Yeah, that's probably how I found it. And you know what it was, because I was looking at similar market caps. That's exactly what it was. So I was looking at similar market caps, and that's how I came up with Nimiq and what was it? What were the other two? I'm not in here now. Anyway, so yeah, that's probably how I did that. That's how I discovered Nimiq. I mean, obviously I've seen people talk about it over the few months, I guess, and it's actually doing really well today too. All right, let's see what the rig is actually doing at the moment. So it is mining NIM, so that's cool. At 1 mega hash. All right, so sushi pool. It says OpenCL here. Shouldn't it say CUDA if it's NVIDIA? Might be a dumb question. Plus my load average is out of control there. Plus I'm missing a GPU. So let me, actually, yeah, I'm not even showing y'all what I'm looking at here. That's what I'm seeing. Let me restart this machine. All right, so I just restarted that, so it's probably going to disappear and come back. Right on. Okay, so it's a manual process. Sounds like. I'm trying. Is that one? Is it this one right here? Sushi Kuda client. I don't see releases anywhere, man. I'm not great with Kuda. Oh, good grief, sorry. I see it. Alright, so version 201. So we go with this one right here. Alright, so what we can do, what we should be able to do here, is come over here and I guess we could probably just call it Kuda, I guess, right? And then leave the threads in there, right? Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna apply changes here, and then update maybe. See if that works. Still got that one GPU down, huh? Maybe something jiggle loose whenever I move this rig, so. I wonder how much that, it's probably gonna add what? This rig right here looks like this as far as hardware goes. Hey, thanks Shuby. Thanks for stopping in, man. Alright, so I did another power cycle just to see if we could get things back up and running the way it should be. Alright, Jason, see you later, man. Thanks for stopping in. I'm going to look at these optimized parameters here real quick. And this is for your pool, right? For your particular pool, or is this overall? Can I put them in there like that with a comma in between, or do I have to put one per line? All right, let's see what that does. Man, we're going on an hour. Good grief. What are we doing? Still configuring. Yeah, like I said, this rig's been off for a couple days, so it still needs upgrades and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know, hopefully this is going to work. It's probably going to work. I mean, it still says config right here, but I mean, it could be something weird going on for sure. Everything appears to be powered up and everything. Really appreciate you being in here, Sushi Pool. Pretty cool. If this hive shell will start. I mean, we're like way over and above, you know, basically what I intended on doing. I mean, I'm glad that we at least got, you know, simple mining out of the way, but maybe I can carry this over into a whole other show tomorrow night or something and go over, you know, the rest of everything, you know, or at least Hive OS and things like that. I'll power it down one more time and just see. I think you're right, though. It does seem like it's hung up. All right, power cycle again. Yeah, it still needs an upgrade and stuff too. All right, I'll try. Let's see here. 3584. Man, it seems like I never had a problem with this rig. I don't know what's going on. Probably something got jiggled loose whenever I moved it. Well, I mean, you know, this show isn't really about troubleshooting rigs or anything, but I guess we can keep going and see if we can figure this out. Yeah, but once I started looking at NIM and the website and figuring out, you know, what it was all about, man, I was pretty impressed. It's one of those things where, you know, you start looking into something that you've kind of seen, come across, you know, Twitter or you know, other social media or whatever. You see kind of like people talking about it a little bit, you know, and then you finally get a chance to actually look at it and you're like, whoa, this is kind of cool. I always like that kind of, that feeling of looking at something and going, okay, so these folks are, these devs and the community is bringing something a little bit unique to the community, you know, to the space. I hate that word, but you know, so it's kind of neat, you know, to see that. And plus, I was really super surprised at the profitability, you know, if you are trading the coins right away, you know, what you're earning. But yeah, super cool. I'm digging it. This rig has problems, guys. There's no doubt. I think it should be up by now. I think I have to do some troubleshooting here. Yeah, see, I'm a little bit behind on the updates and stuff. See what happens. Yeah, I normally have, like I said earlier, I normally have a monitor on this rig, but I don't right now. Yeah, I think it hates me. And the monitor I'm using for the stream is actually the monitor that used to be on this rig, so I can't really just take it off and check it out and see what it's doing. I can kind of see me doing at least one more show on this particular NIM project, so I don't think it's not really like we're missing anything. We were successfully mining it on simple mining, so that's cool, on AMD. I could play around with this. I don't want to hold you guys up or anything, so I can play around with this and see what's going on and maybe put this monitor on there and see what I can come up with. See what's going on here. This was kind of extra anyway because I really wasn't planning on going this far with it. I think it still needs some upgrades though. Let's do that. It doesn't seem to be doing anything though. I can't hear it. You know, it's not really doing much. I mean, it looks like things are working, you know, as far as the rig config. But man, that was 16 minutes ago. I really need to get a monitor on it, I think. I don't think it's working at all. That thing's not doing anything. Let me check it out real quick here. All right, trying one more power cycle. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I see that offline, 8 minutes. So, yeah, I power cycled it one more time. I also changed the port, or the USB port that the USB flash drive was in, because sometimes with this particular motherboard, the H110 Pro BTC Plus, sometimes it wigs out whenever you have the USB in a certain port, and then you can change it and then it'll boot just fine. It's the weirdest thing. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, the rig is right here in my office, so, or my studio or whatever you want to call it. It's right over there. So I hard powered it off and powered it back on. So it says it booted a few seconds ago, so that's good. See if it'll run a Hive shell now. It looks like it's still got one GPU down too. Well, this is kind of turning into a rig troubleshooting video, which is not really what my intent was. Yeah, it's offline again. All right, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. You know, we successfully mined NIM on Simple Mining, which is cool. You know, on AMD. We messed around with it on Hive OS. I'll play around with it tomorrow and see if I can figure out what's going on with this rig and what's actually why it's going down like that. I need to probably put a monitor on the rig and see what is actually going on. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, it hasn't even. Again, it's been off for maybe 2 days. I think maybe at the most 2 or 3 days it's been off. Maybe something got knocked loose whenever I moved it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out, and then we'll get back to mining with it pretty soon. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Wow, there's 10 people in here. Is there something else y'all wanted to look at? Good grief. Yeah, so yeah, man, NIM looking pretty cool. I dig the project a lot. I think it's really neat. I'm surprised I haven't seen much about it, you know, before now. Kind of cool. I like it. We will probably do a little bit more. Maybe tomorrow I'll do another video on mining it if I can figure out the whole Hive OS thing and what's going on with this NVIDIA rig. And then we'll kind of go from there. Let's see here. Yeah, visit the Sushi Pool Discord. Apparently they're pretty active over there, although I haven't even joined yet, but I will. And web mining. All right, so let's check that out real quick here. Yeah, so I was playing around with this a little bit earlier. So if you just click connect to network, you know, like here's basically me, and then this is what it did before. So it basically just, it looks like it just builds, you know, with all the different nodes, I guess, is what it's actually looking for. On AMD RX 580s on Hive right now, I don't think that, what did I do? I can show you on simple mining as far as what the overclock settings for NIM are, and that's right here. And I just grabbed these from Overcooked Panda's website on coin2mine.today. If you go over there and choose your GPU and the algorithm, in this case was Argon 2D NIM, and then search, it gives you a pretty good baseline for overclock settings in there. All right, so Sushi Pool, what do I need to do? Can I just start mining with my browser here? Is that basically what is going on here? Okay, so that's kind of cool. Little browser mining, it looks like. Hash rate super low, 3.3K. But you could just leave this up and running and earn some NIM apparently. This is really weird what's going on with this rig though. I changed the flight sheet to Aeon and just to see if there's something going on with the actual flight sheet itself. Well, Surfing, I hope that I'm not experiencing what you're experiencing, because this rig was solid for a really long time before I moved it. So hopefully I didn't mess something up. All right, one more power cycle and that is gonna be it, man. I can't stay up all night messing with this thing right now. Oh, we have a little bit of life here, but we're still down on GPU. Speculative coin, I would suggest Nimiq, or NIM actually. Yeah, man, NIM, Zell, CCX, I don't know. There's a bunch of them. Just look at my video history. That's pretty much what I would recommend. But I can't give you like a financial or mining advice or anything like that, you know. You know how that works. Alright, so it looks like it's successfully mining Aeon. Alright. But it's still down a GPU. So there must be something wrong with that flight sheet for NIM. So let's do this. So the rig is working, but one GPU is down. So that's kind of weird. So I reassigned the NIM. I took out the parameters, the extra parameters there, and just reassigned the flight sheet with just the threads 2 listed. So we'll see if it actually gets back up and mining. It was weird. It was mining fine with the OpenCL miner, but not with the CUDA. So I do hear it firing up a little bit. I don't know if it's going to actually start doing anything or not. Yeah, it still says offline. Yeah, I probably should have booted this rig a few times before the stream, just to get it updated and all that stuff. All right, hard booting one more time. Says the miner is up. So it's only pulling 273 watts, so I know it's not doing anything. I'll have to get a monitor on it or something to see what's going on. But I mean, it is weird that, you know, it was mining Aeon pretty much okay, other than that one GPU. But that's okay, not a big deal. I'm going to basically end it right there. Maybe maybe I'll look more into it tomorrow, or maybe a little bit tonight. I'll see what's going on with this rig, because I'm curious why it's got one GPU down as well. But I'm going to end it here, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Most likely maybe I'll do a little bit more on this. I was kind of looking at doing a news show, you know, a mining news show as well. So I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But for now, I'm going to end it. Thanks so much for you guys hanging out. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it, Sushi Pool, for showing up and helping out. That was awesome. Really appreciate that. We'll get it up and running. Again, I normally have a monitor on this, and I don't right now. So, you know, it's kind of hard to troubleshoot without that at this point. So, and this rig has been off for a couple days. So, I mean, there's no telling what's going on with it. And I moved it. So, there's no telling. We'll figure it out, and I'll let you guys know what I come up with tomorrow, probably, as long as I can get it up and running by tomorrow. But I'm probably gonna be mining some Nimiq for sure, because I'm super interested in that project. I think it's really cool. Again, not paid. This is just something I ran across, and I was like, hey, this is kind of cool. Went to their website. started looking at mining it, threw it on the poll for today. It won. I was kind of happy about that, but then I was thinking that Veil was going to win, but whatever. You know, because of the community and stuff. So this seems like it's getting a little bit of traction, which is nice. But yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Most likely, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be streaming tomorrow. So tomorrow, same time, 9:30. I'm not going to go for 2 hours like I did tonight. This is crazy. I hate whenever something doesn't, you know, work right, and then you're like, you're wrapped around the axle troubleshooting it, you know, and then people are just kind of sitting here watching you troubleshoot. It's like, it's not that great. But I guess it's real world stuff, so I guess it does. You know, it's probably a little bit beneficial. So, all right, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like and all that stuff, and subscribe, and tell your friends and family and, you know, everybody about the channel, and make sure everybody subscribes, because I'm trying to get over 1,000 subs so that I can actually monetize, but I don't even know if I will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. Thanks so much for stopping in. Stay savage, everybody. See you tomorrow.